organizational OCD.
Yeah, so break that down.
Things have to be in order, and mentally I categorize things and put them where they go, and it's just me. There is no team. It's just me.
I like that. Organizational OCD.
It's most people say, oh, I'm OCD. They don't realize that there's not just OCD. There's 3 different types.
What is that? What is this OCD thing?
Google it later. We're not going down.
All right, let's not get too
You know, people who like to have things clean and
right. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes. So you have 2 pens, and the 2 pens need to be side by side. Those kind of thing. You have to get everything clean, cut. Oh, okay.
But there is no team. It's just me and her. Me and her.
Right.
So there is no team. It doesn't take a whole lot though to get there, because as long as you are certified and you get offered, but you have to do interviews with these companies. You don't just get it. They sort through the trainers. They sort through. And you have to meet with these people. Sometimes you have to do a presentation because they want to see your delivery style, your training style. They want to see you. So you go through that, and then you sign a contract. And I debate. We got to talk about my rate.
Well, yeah.
Because then I talk about that, because it's negotiable. And I was like, okay, I'm not taking less than X amount of dollars. And that amount will change as you get more experience. And then you'll start getting people calling you, not even offering you the debate. And they just say, this is what we would like to offer you. Be like, all right, looks good. And you send me the contract. But always make sure in your contract that they pay for your travel up front. They'll reimburse you for it, but it's so much better when it's paid for when you arrive.
So this energy you have, where does that come from? I mean, what keeps that drive?
Well, I don't know. This is who I am.
It's just you.
Yeah.
Is it a family thing? Is it like your dad or your mom or sister? I mean, is it something your mom did in the past you kind of connected with energy-wise? Your dad, what?
It's funny. My mom says all the time, I'm like my daddy. And before my daddy passed, he used to say, I'm like my mama, but I feel like I'm a great mixture of both. Yes. My daddy had a business mind, and that's where I get this business from. Right. And my mom has this amazing work ethic. So I think hearing him and watching her, this is what y'all got. But
okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So we are in this kind of world where we can train, we are able to train people for different corporate sectors. And we can also do the job ourselves and not necessarily train folks. Sort of thing.
I don't want to do the jobs that I train them for.
Right. You want to just train.
I want to stay on my own pay rate. I don't want to get
I see what you're saying.
And a lot of the times, these companies that I'm doing this for, they're not here in Florida.
Okay.
They're in other places. Like I spent 6 weeks in Memphis. Right. September, October, training folks.
This is done online? Or do you go to the company?
I literally, like a company has sites across wherever. Okay. And if they're rolling out new software, all of their sites, wherever they have them, have to be trained. So a lot of the times before the pandemic, it was all on site. So they would fly me out. I'd go, I'd do the training, I'd stay for the week, and then I'd come home, and then they'd fly me somewhere else the next week. But now since, I have done virtual training before the pandemic, but now a lot of things that we do aren't requiring us to go on site. Like I just finished traveling mid-July through right before Thanksgiving. I traveled for 5 months, but I'm still working for the same company from home. We're not traveling anymore. We're doing them online. We're doing virtual trainings versus in person on site.
I see. So this is rolling out, and then at some point, Tekovi and Backstreet, the series, how do you find the time now to be acting in Backstreet, LaKesa? I mean, for this song, I mean, what you explained there sounds like, it's...
Well, from my understanding, this part was wrote for me, my cousin.
Oh, okay. So just like how the stuff came to you,
Yes, but
your acting role
came to me as well.
So the QV, okay.
And so,
right.
but my cousin asked me to do it, and absolutely, I'm going to do it. And he's been working on it for a while, so I'm so happy and proud of him that it has come to what it has come to. Because I'm traveling a lot, so I'm telling people about a little bit of everything, and they look at me because it's a lot for me to explain to them what I do and what I'm promoting. Because I have my own stuff to promote, but I want to promote his stuff not just because I'm in it, but because he's my little cousin. And I want him to be, successful as well. Of course. Yeah, and I'm the attorney, so it's not like I'm in every scene. I'm only in the scenes where, let's just put it, if they need an attorney. Right. So they don't always need an attorney. But I do believe season 1, I'm in the first episode and the last episode, so there's 4 episodes out. The episode 4 ends with me walking across the street talking on the phone.
Oh.
It's me.
Okay. So episode 4 is that, I'm in
episode 1 and episode 4, but the last person you see in episode 4 is me walking across the street on the phone talking to Q.
Okay. So you stepped into acting.
When he needs me, we have to schedule it around my schedule sometimes because we ain't even got into the other stuff. Yes, I'm busy, but it generally only takes me a couple of minutes to knock mine out. Right. Because I'm assuming very well. Don't tell nobody that.
Yes.
But so I come down and I think most people are waiting for the courtroom scene for me. He was like, we can't wait to see you in the courtroom because I was going to be an attorney. That was what I wanted to be as a kid.
So the courtroom scene, this would be coming up in season 2, right?
There's not a courtroom scene yet because y'all are still getting to it, but I don't even know if there's going to be a courtroom scene.
Right.
But that's what people keep saying. Hey, we can't wait to see you in action in the courtroom.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know if that's coming or not.
So basically you need to stay tuned for season 2 because that's coming out in 2024.
And 5.
So you've, dabbled in the acting, but relationship coach is kind of, knocking. Yeah. You want to step in that ring a little bit?
Before we step into the
relationship coach,
let's step to how we got there.
Right.
Which is Men-Ain't-Men-Ing.
Okay. So Men-Ain't-Men-Ing is before relationship coach. Okay. So before Men-Ain't-Men-Ing, how did that come about?
It's funny. Came on accident. One of my Facebook friends made a post, and it was about what he's not gonna do with the woman anymore. Da 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 da.
Okay.
And I made a comment on his post, shaking my head. Men-Ain't-Men-Ing. After making the comment on his post, I went to my page and I made a post that said, "Real men check in. Men-Ain't-Men-Ing."
Right.
And that post went bananas. Okay. So I responded to that post via live, and that is how the podcast became Men-Ain't-Men-Ing. Men-Ain't-Men-Ing ain't the podcast no more. Men-Ain't-Men-Ing LLC is the parent company. We transitioned and rebranded in September at our 1-year anniversary.
So let's back up. So conversation began.
Conversations with Kizzy began.
Then you are on your page posting, and that ignited.
Men-Ain't-Men-Ing ignited.
On your page?
On my page. For a whole year.
So that's a conversation unfolding for that year.
That's us talking throughout the year about different topics in relationships, giving the fellas the opportunity to voice what they have to say, people inboxing me topics to discuss, me just expressing, personal experiences that I've had, people telling me about their personal experiences for me to present them to my audience. And that is how that's how it is. I've had, Jacoby's been on my show to promote Backstreet. I've had Afonso Suttles on my show. I've had Enrique. These are all to-be stars. So I've had quite an array of different guests that are way more important than me on my show. And I have Miss B coming up again on Tuesday from former co-host of the Tom Jordan Morning Show, will be joining me Tuesday night.
So this is your podcast. Mm-hmm. So on your Facebook page, Menaintmen-Ing is rolling out, stuff is happening. Mm-hmm. Now, you don't have a podcast yet. Well, how did the podcast roll in?
All right, so it live streams. I also live stream on YouTube, but it all started on Facebook, and I just started adding these things in Spotify. I just started adding these things as I went.
So on Facebook, it was done live.
It's done every week on Facebook live.
Okay, so
every Tuesday,
right. And so that live
streams to YouTube.
Oh, I see. And that is how it became in a podcast.
Mm-hmm. And then I later uploaded to Spotify.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, folks, yes, you want to check out the podcast. So they go to where to see these conversations.
All right, so we rebranded in September at our 1-year anniversary because it's a marketing scheme. Menaintmen-Ing was completely on purpose, just to draw you in, because I love the fact that men wanted to argue with me about it but couldn't give me a definitive argument. See ya. Because if you're right, I'm with you. And we're going to talk about how this hat came into play, because it has everything to do with Menaintmen-Ing. So I have gotten rushed up on, not in an aggressive way, by men here in this county about the simple words of Menaintmen-Ing. And I was like, well, if it don't apply, calm down. And if it does apply or makes you feel some type of way, please ask yourself first why it makes you feel that way before you kind of come barking at me.
Right.
So I said, all right, we're going to soften it up a little bit. Now that I've got your attention, let's transition to Conversations with Kizzy, which I did in September for a rebranding, made Menaintmen-Ing the parent company, because Menaintmen-Ing does sipping chats, women's retreats, cruises. So I was like, okay, we just gonna make this the umbrella, because so many things are spiraling off of it.
All right,
so then...
So this is in September last year,
2023 was my 1-year anniversary.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
And if you go to menaintmen-ing.com, you can watch the 1-year episode. If you go to Conversations on YouTube, you can watch all of the episodes that have played throughout the year. And so I transitioned to Conversations with Kizzy. All right, so let's talk about this hat. This hat comes before relationship coaching. And I needed to make it very clear that my goal is not to bash men at all, because I want to give real men their props every day, because I know that they exist. I know that they're out there, and I know that I've had them myself. It's just that some people aren't ready to give you what you're ready for when you're ready for it.
Right.
So you just have to move around. So I wanted to make sure if I'm gonna talk about your homeboy, I gotta give you props too. So I thought of hero. I wanted to see that word in a very particular way, and emphasizing the he, hence the hat.
Right.
Because I don't want the guys to think I'm just out here male bashing. Okay, I might not be talking about you because you're a good man, but that homeboy that you can condone his behavior, it has to start with you to tell your homeboy that it's not right.
Check. Yeah.
So, but if you're condoning it, then you ain't manning either.
But this is it.
Right. So those men who do that, hero, I literally just got these hats like a week ago. I haven't given the samples out. I'm going to leave this one right here with Mr. Sean.
You hear that? That's mine. No, you can't get it.
But it matched my outfit, so I figured I would wear it in here. And so I wanted to make sure, I don't want to just talk bad about the men that are doing what women are allowing. I'm going to say that, because nobody's safe. Because ladies, y'all know what y'all be doing. But I also wanted to applaud and appreciate the real men too, and make them my hero.
So the Menaintmen-Ing, it's a platform for man to man.
I'm just calling it out, yeah.